The latest Sonic Movie 4 leaks just dropped, and the fanbase is in complete chaos. These leaks are crazy. One of them says that Paramount wants to rename the movie to Sonic CD. Just let that sink in for a second. They want to name a 2027 blockbuster after a game from 1993 that was literally called CD just because it was on a Sega CD. Why would Paramount risk confusing millions of moviegoers with a title that only makes sense to hardcore fans like us? And this is not even the only leak. We have leaks about the tone of the movie, concept art, the possibility of Shadow getting a TV show or movie for himself, info about Amy, info about maybe even Silver's role in all of this. Yeah, cause Sonic CD's and 06 story could be adapted into a single movie. This is Mr. Fascinating, and let's dive into the fascinating mess of leaks, theories, and corporate decisions that have the Sonic community more confused than ever. When Paramount released the official concept art for Sonic Movie 3 after the movie came out, most of it looked exactly like scenes from the film. Standard stuff, but two pieces stood out, and they weren't even in the movie. The first shows Jim Carrey's Robotnik standing in what looks like an apocalyptic temple, crowned as some kind of tyrannical king, with Metal Sonic by his side. The atmosphere screams dystopia, the colors, the destruction, the mechanical worship. Fans immediately recognized it. This is inspired by the bad futures from Sonic CD, the temple dedicated to Robotnik, the wasteland setting. It all indicates Eggman took over the future. But Robotnik died in movie 3. Or did he? Well, the concept art could suggest something bigger. Either he survived that explosion and found a way to travel through time, or this is a completely different Robotnik. Think about it. In the games, we have Eggman Nega, literally an Eggman from the future. What if movie 4 isn't just adapting Sonic CD, but taking inspiration from other future stories all across the franchise? Remember, Metal Sonic in the post-credits scene was perfect, silent, menacing, efficient. But if Paramount really does follow other games, he won't stay Robotnik's puppet for long. Jeff Fowler himself teased this in a Polygon interview. He said they are debating whether to give Metal a voice, noting that in most incarnations he doesn't speak. But then he added something crucial: all those conversations are yet to be had. Well, you know when Metal Sonic does speak? In Sonic Heroes, when he becomes new Metal Sonic and betrays Robotnik to become the true villain. Metal standing beside King Robotnik looks loyal, but fans who know the character can predict the setup. Imagine Jim Carrey's Robotnik, at the height of his power, suddenly realizing his greatest creation has turned against him. The potential is insane. Carrey gets to play victim for once, and Metal becomes the kind of threat that makes even Robotnik seek Sonic's help. It's the perfect evolution of the franchise's villain dynamics. The second piece shows Amy Rose standing on mechanical wreckage that looks suspiciously like a Defect robot from Sonic Forces. No robes this time, just her classic outfit, suggesting we'll see her original design in the film. The destroyed robots beneath her tell us a lot. She's been fighting, she's experienced. She's not the damsel in distress from the old games. The leading theory about this among fans is fascinating. Fans believe that this Amy isn't from our present, she's from the future, taking on a role similar to Silver in Sonic 06. Picture this: Amy comes from a timeline where Robotnik won, where Metal Sonic armies patrol the streets, where hope is nearly extinct. She's traveled back to find the legendary hero she's only heard stories about, Sonic. Writer Pat Casey dropped a massive hint in his Screen Rant interview. He said Amy's introduction opens things up because, and I quote, "What's going to be the biggest challenge Sonic's faced so far? Girls. He's growing up." They're not just adding Amy as another fighter, they're adding complexity, emotion, maybe even romance. All these things lead to one conclusion: movie 4 is going to be dark, and the leaks that just came out actually corroborate with this. October 2025, leaker Daniel RPK just dropped a bomb. Sonic Movie 4 will explore a darker future. These words change everything. When Movie 3 came out, adapting CD next just seems likely because of the introduction of both Amy and Metal at the same time, but this information basically confirms it. In Sonic CD, you can create good futures or bad futures based on your actions. The bad future is nightmare fuel, mechanical landscapes, polluted skies, hope extinguished. If Movie 4 goes there, we're looking at a film that maybe has the same dark tone as the 7 AM TV show, where Eggman was a dictator ruling over everything, and hope seems little. A darker future sets up everything. It explains Amy's urgency. It justifies Metal Sonic's army. It gives Robotnik the kingdom the concept art promised. Most importantly, it raises stakes in a way the movies haven't done before. Then came the leak that broke the fanbase. Paramount is considering renaming the movie from Sonic 4 to Sonic CD. Fan reaction was widespread confusion. One tweet summed it up perfectly. That's like if they called the third Mario movie the Super Mario 64 movie. It would be weird because the name only exists because of the hardware it was on. Honestly, I think that Sonic CD is obscure even among some gamers. Your average moviegoer has no idea what CD means in this context, but Paramount seems determined. Some fans are suggesting compromises. Give it a subtitle with the initial CD, like Sonic Chrono Disaster, Sonic Chaos Dimension, something that honors the source indirectly while making sense to newcomers. Apparently, Sega tried something similar in 2011, claiming CD meant Chrono Distortion for the game's digital release, although that's unconfirmed. Here's my take, and I know this might upset purists. Sonic CD is a terrible name for a mainstream movie. I love the game. The music, the time travel mechanics, Metal Sonic's debut, it's all legendary. But that title would confuse millions of potential viewers. Parents wouldn't know if it's a sequel or a reboot. Kids would wonder what a CD is in 2027. International markets would be completely lost. Yet, if this leak is real, combined with the darker future leak, it doubly confirms Movie 4 is a Sonic CD adaptation. Amy and Metal Sonic both debuted in that game. Time travel is its core mechanic. The bad future aesthetic matches the concept art. Even without the name change, the story direction seems locked. But there's an elephant in the room that this story direction creates. If Movie 4 adapts Sonic CD's time travel story, where does that leave Silver? In an interview, Jeff Fowler acknowledged Silver's popularity in relation to introducing him in the new movies, saying there are a lot of Silver fans out there, we'll take it into consideration for sure. The thing is, Silver's entire character is built on coming from a ruined future to prevent catastrophe. If Amy fills that role in Movie 4, and we get a complete time travel arc, what's left for Silver? Another bad future? Another time travel plot? 2 times in a row? The redundancy would kill any emotional impact, unless Paramount is playing 4D chess. What if movies 4 and 5 are secretly a 2-parter? Part 1 introduces time travel to CD's story. Part 2 brings in Silver and adapts 06 narrative. Same timeline, escalating threat from Metal to Mathless. Connected story. Or maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe Silver appears in Movie 4 as a surprise third act revelation. Imagine Amy and Sonic arriving in the bad future only to find another hedgehog who's been fighting alone for years. The fanbase would lose their minds. It would be like if 06 and CD story became one single movie. Remember, the pre-production of Movie 4 started February 2025. Filming begins late 2025 or early 2026. The release date is March 19, 2027. This schedule reveals something. There's a gap, a massive one, between Movie 3's December 2024 release and Movie 4's March 2027 date. That's over 2 years of nothing. Unless Daniel RPK leaked that we might get a Shadow movie. Not a show like Knuckles, a full theatrical release that could explore Shadow's mysterious origins. Paramount sees dollar signs, and they are not wrong. Shadow's popularity after Movie 3 is astronomical. But here's the risk: audience fatigue. Can the franchise sustain multiple films without diluting its impact? There has also been a recent trademark Sega filed for the name Shadow the Hedgehog. which is pretty unusual and probably means something is at works. These leaks reveal something deeper about Sonic's cinematic future. Paramount isn't playing it safe anymore. They are diving into the weird, complex, sometimes contradictory lore that makes Sonic special. These leaks, real or fake, show that Sonic has graduated from video game adaptation to genuine film franchise. The debates about titles, the speculation about characters, this is what happens when something matters to people. The Sonic CD title might be a mistake. The darker future might alienate younger fans. Silver's potential redundancy could frustrate longtime supporters. But you know what? They are not making Sonic 4 be more of the same. They are taking risks, honoring source material, and building something ambitious. Whether these leaks prove true or not, one thing is certain: Sonic's cinematic journey is just beginning, and based on what we are seeing, the best is yet to come. If you want to find out more about Metal Sonic's role in Movie 4, click the video that's appearing on screen right now to learn about all of Metal Sonic's versions explained in 8 minutes.